All right, good evening, everybody. We're going to call the meeting of June 10th, 2021 to order. Vin, can I have the roll call, please?
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Here.
Council members Achara.
Here.
Donlin.
Here.
Fisher.
Here.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Here, everybody please rise for a pledge of allegiance and then please remain standing for a moment of silent prayer thereafter. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Be seated. The notice requirement for the Open Public Meeting Act has been satisfied. A copy of the annual notice was sent to the Asbury Park Press Coaster, posted in Town Hall, and filed in the office of the municipal clerk on December 30, 2020. There are 2 fire exits, one to my left, which will bring you out down the hallway and meander you out to the parking lot, and one to my right, which will bring you directly outside into the front parking lot. If you have a cell phone, we ask that you turn it off. If you have to make a call, kindly go out into the hallway. The meetings are taped, and you kind of interfere. The ambient noise gets in the way of our taping and our audio. We're going to forego the council comments right now. We'll do that after. We have a couple of very, very important special proclamations here tonight. So we're going to come down from the dais, and we're going to get started with a Boy Scout proclamation, an Eagle Scout, actually. Okay.
You wondering why I was getting up? Yeah, I was going to leave.
Vinny changed. Yep, he did. He put the batteries in. We're good. Test 1, 2. Always good if he has the batteries in. Okay. So this is special. This is the first meeting that we've actually, we've been live before, but the first time we've got to honor folks once again. We like to do this every now and again, and we have special people in town. Okay, good. And so we like to do this, and we haven't had an opportunity in, 18 months. It's been a while, so good to be back here. Good to be in front of all you folks here. So tonight we have a couple of proclamations, very special ones. So tonight we have an Eagle Scout. Drew, are you here? Come on up, brother. I'm gonna embarrass you. Stand over here, Drew. Drew Faust, he's getting his Eagle this Saturday, actually, and it's customary, if we can go there, we try, but it conflicts with our schedule, so we'd like to honor you here tonight. And we're going to ask you a little bit something. So, Eagle Scout, long, arduous road. Only about 4% make it to Eagle, right, as they say. So it's really a dedication when many of the other teenagers have many other things on their mind, dirt biking or going out to the park or doing things with their friends or a lot of other distractions. Eagle Scouts, they hang in there and they stick with it. It's a testament to your dedication. So tell us a little bit about your journey.
Oh, so it's been a really long journey. So I started in Cub Scouts way before and went all the way through that and then all the way through Boy Scouts too. Finished a day before my 18th birthday, got it right in there. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for pushing me to get it through. It was obviously really long, and it really taught me a lot since I really had to work to push myself forwards in it. It wasn't like other people were really pushing me super hard forward. A lot of the propulsion came from myself. I don't know. What else am I supposed to do?
Well, no, you're doing good right there. So, Troop, that was excellent. You brought us through a little bit. You're a good speaker, by the way. You know that? There's a future for you up here, I tell you. We'll start you off in Johnny's seat, then you can move down. Troop 70, so you had some great scoutmasters, some good leaders, and I guess a lot of mentors along the way?
Absolutely. Everybody in the troop was very influential in my journey, whether it be the other scouts around me or the other adults that I had in the troop. Everybody was really working. It took a village.
It takes a village, and of course at home really is the most important step, because when you're doing an Eagle project, yeah, I see you folks are here. Lori's back there, she's getting all the points to her, but Mom and Dad are very involved because you're trying to pick a project to do, and a lot of times it gets dumped on the dads to help out also. But so I guess you had cooperation from both, or?
Absolutely. Yeah. Both of them were very, very helpful to me. Mom was really influential in making sure that all my ducks were in a row, because I'm one that's willing to let it go, and it'll work out, I'm sure. She's not exactly like that in the same way. She wants everything lined up, and so that was really important because I wouldn't have lined everything up, and that made everything just run so smoothly. Dad was also very influential just because he's a lot more handy than I am. Yeah. So, when we're hammering something together, that's not my strong suit. That's his place. So he was great for helping me out with those types of things and really teaching me how to do it too.
Well, that's fantastic. So tell us about your project.
So for my project, it was 2 steps. The first, obviously, we had to fundraise. It takes some money. So I ended up throwing a pasta dinner to raise some money, to buy a bunch of lumber and paint to build flower boxes for the Latison School so that they could kind of, first of all, beautifies their property, but it also allows the students at the Latison School to experience gardening and to learn a perhaps useful skill.
So that's fantastic. The Latison School, in case those firemen, of course, know, it's a school for the physically challenged up in our Sand Hills area. And that's fantastic to give folks a chance to go out there. And like you said, they can garden. I'm sure you made it accessible so they can get to it and all. Well, that's a great project. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. So we have a little proclamation here for you, Drew, and it pretty much talks about your journey. Just as you said, Drew Faust, member of Boy Scout Troop 70, right? In a special court of honor, which is going to be this Saturday. And throughout your Eagle Scout, you aspire to require development of several skills and the application of continued industry and innovative and the exercise of the highest quality of character and citizenship. Young man, you display that already. We know you have that. So to fulfill the requirements of the Eagle Scout, and that's what you did your final project, which was the flower beds, the gardens over there. So now be it resolved that I, Christopher P. Siciliano, along with the other council members here, and the Township of Ocean, hereby honor and congratulate Drew Faust for attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. Congratulations, John. Mom, Dad, want to take a picture? Put it in here, Rob. Yep. You can hold that open if you want. Good job, son. You're forever going to be an Eagle Scout. Good job.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Give it up for Drew, everybody. Okay, so now some very special friends are in the back room here. They didn't just come to see us, but they're here because very special occasion. We're very blessed to have 2 volunteer fire departments in Ocean Township. And they provide a service that, thank God, we don't have to pay for, and they're out there and they're doing things that you don't even know. I always used to say, what they do, running into burning homes and saving lives of total strangers, defines, what a crazy person would do. But why they do it defines humanity. So we thank you guys for what you do every day and what you put yourselves through. So Wanamassa Fire Department, 100 years old today. So I'm going to call Commander. Come on up, Commander. Pat Barrett. I don't know if it's today. It's this year, though. And so, and I call, yep, get the intros out of the way. The reason I called Commander is he knew Chief Wanamassa personally. He's a good guy, right? How was he in school, right?
Well, he sold us the land real cheap.
I'll bet he did.
For Wanamassa, that is.
So, Chief, or Commander, rather, take us through the little bit of history here of Wanamassa, in case folks don't know.
Well, 100 years ago, a group of people, like you people, got together. We were protected by Asbury Park, and it got to be a little bit of a conflict. Every time they'd have a big fire and we had a fire, there was nobody to come. So the group of people said, let's start our own fire company. So they started out in a little house on Sunset Avenue, little garage on Sunset Avenue that they purchased. Fire engine was donated, I believe, at Spring Lake. Mr. Warren could probably tell you better. And next thing you know, we're in a building at Sunset and Wickapaca. Got too small. Another building on the other corner, which is getting small. And that's where we're at now, 100 years later.
Yeah. No, fantastic. That is great. And you're using both buildings. We've been in both for many different occasions, right? When you do the voting, you have your trucks there, and then the other one when you have events, and you have that room upstairs. What year was that one built?
You know, I'm not sure. Bruce, do you know? 28? Wow, 1928.
Oh, so it's been there. It's coming on 100 also. Great. Well, how you guys start out? I mean, how many members were there in 1921?
Bruce, do you know?
Do we have Bruce up here too?
Bruce.
All right, Bruce, get up here. He's one of our 50-year members, by the way. Bruce Warren, get up here, Bruce. 50 plus, I should say. You guys know what that dedication is? 50 years. I mean, Bruce is plus 50 plus. We gave him his 50. Come over, Bruce. Because Pat's up here because he's pretty, but you have all the knowledge over here, it seems like. He keeps deferring. Ask Bruce. Bruce, when was that built? What else do we know, Bruce, about it? How many and how did it start out?
23 members. We're the original founders of the fire company. It started in Mr. Smith's house, Joseph Smith, on South Winnemassa Drive, which was Fenton Road at the time. And Winnemassa Fire, there was another fire company before the Winnemassa Fire Company. It was the Iona Fire Company, which originated in 1910. Could not get a charter from the township.
Uh-oh.
So Winnemassa finally, between 1910 and 1921, became the Winnemassa Fire Company.
Wow. All right, so there. Now,
Bruce is the fire company
historian, we just gathered
His
that.
son.
Yes, yeah, Ed, yes.
Quite evident.
Yeah, no, we got that part. So, too bad we don't have pictures around here. We have some pictures of the old days. There's one there, 27. All right, so the building was there then. Okay, good to know. So, you have now how many members, you guys?
40.
40. And so, what's nice about this is also a legacy kind of operation. You'll see faces here, people who go through the the department, and then next thing you know, there's their son's going through or their daughter, and then the next a grandson, granddaughter's involved. At the time when we had the first day, you had a lot of family members.
Yes, yeah, all the way through.
Yeah. Which is great. That's how we exist, folks. So if you have anybody interested, volunteer. The sign's always up there. So we're going to honor you guys too. Go ahead.
Chief, can you come up?
Oh yeah, let's get the chief and whoever else we need up here. We're going to get them all up here in a minute. Unbelievable. Chief for the, of course. Nick, you're the chief for the 100th anniversary. And Nick also one of the legacies I talked about, right?
Yep. Yeah, Dad's back there. Wave.
There he is. All right, Al. Good stuff. So we got a couple things for you guys, and then we're going to have you all come up here in a moment. So we have your proclamation here, which commemorates your 100th anniversary, and hopefully we got most of it right. Here, hold that for a second, because this is going to require my readers. Otherwise, I'll make up some stories. I'll make up dates.
As long as they're good, it's okay.
Yeah, no, they're good. Probably. So February of 1922, right? 24 residents of Winnemassa area met at Sidney D. Van Dyke and organized the township's second firefighting company, because, as Bruce said, we had the first one earlier, right? And whereas the eventful evening, the following were chosen for the first elected officers of the company: President John Levy, Vice President John Martin, Secretary John F. Carlton, and Treasurer William C. Schwartz. Chief Sidney Van Dyke, First Assistant Matthew R. Covert, and Second Assistant George W. Patterson. Wow, some old names there, right? And from the first hand-drawn horse and reel that had been donated by the Spring Lake Fire Department, as you guys mentioned, to the emergency vehicles that are in use today, Winnemassa Fire Company has grown throughout the years to include the 40-plus volunteers that we have and respond to 411 calls a year. Is that right?
Yes.
Holy smokes. No pun intended. These volunteers not only give their time to respond to emergencies, but also commit themselves to the hours of training in order to better serve the public. So folks don't realize that too, the rigorous training, right, Chief?
There's a lot. The people coming into the fire company now, it's about 200 hours for, to volunteer. So that's why it's difficult to find volunteers, but those who step up, we really appreciate it.
But you guys know what you're doing when they get called. Continuous training, right.
That's the initial.
Well, so Winnemassa Fire Company enters into its second century of service, and we thank you guys for that. Growing the community which serves, and they will undoubtedly face emergencies with the courage and the selflessness that the residents of the Township of Ocean have witnessed on countless occasions throughout our long, rich history. Therefore, let it be proclaimed that Township of Ocean hereby congratulates Winnemassa Fire Company on a special occasion of their 100th anniversary and pledges its never-ending support of the Winnemassa Fire Company and its members. It's for you guys. My other, look, where? No.
Oh,
So we have a little something special for you guys. Can you hold that?
Sure.
This is a flag. All right. we thought it only fitting that we get your own 100th anniversary flag here to fly there over the fire company. Something for you guys to commemorate your service, your years of dedication. So, on behalf of the mayor and council and people of Ocean Township, please accept this humble gift on behalf of what you guys do. We appreciate you guys every day. If we can have all the members come on up, we can get a group shot. Come on up, guys.
Wide angle lens. How you been, man? I see you.
Tall guys in the back. You're looking better
Hey.
than ever.
Look who's there. He's a former councilman. Oh, really? Yeah. Good guy.
Photobomb.
You know, people don't realize.
Huh?
People don't realize how much time these guys put in.
Oh, they love it. They love it.
You know?
They only get to shave, I get to kiss. Sing your chin.
Nice seeing you again.
See you. Hey,
Congratulations.
seems like I just saw you somewhere. Yes, you did.
Yes, that old chamber.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was nice for the chief. I missed yesterday's dinner, but luncheon, but the county sent some council people, I mean, some
Pretty old.
commissioners. and
Commissioners.
everything else. That was nice, you know?
Okay. We're good. I can read this one in up too. Yeah.
You can do it up here?
Huh? Yeah.
Right. I'll take the mic.
How we do that?
Pull the lights more.
I think it's good. I'll take that with me.
Where? Give us credit for the first three, and then it's yours.
Okay. And we have one more proclamation I'll read in. So this month, I guess throughout the nation, throughout the state, we're declaring June as LGBTQ Pride Month, June 2021. Township of Ocean recognizes the human rights of all citizens, continues to support an end to all forms of prejudice and discrimination. Members of the governing body are committed to cultivating an inclusion community, promoting equality, and fostering a welcoming and supportive environment for all. So whereas June 2021 and the 52nd anniversary of the 1969 Stonewall Inn demonstrations, which are regarded as the catalyst in bringing in attention to the fight for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer rights. Therefore, be it resolved, governing body of the Township of Ocean, Monmouth County, New Jersey hereby declares LGBTQ Pride Month 2021. Okay. Okay, get on with our regular agenda. Before we start, I'm going to go make an announcement here, and then we'll ask the council members for their announcements also. So, been a lot of discussions lately about the deer management program and what we're going to do in Ocean Township. And so at the last meeting, we had quite a few people here, and they spoke out about it. And I was able to get in touch with some of the more reasonable people, because there's two ways to really approach this. If you're reasonable and you have some good thoughts and cogent ideas, we're probably going to listen to you. If you're unreasonable and you have these odious attacks on us, and you take out ads in the paper and you accuse us of things that we just don't do, you know, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar, we're probably not going to listen to you. But I do want to say, I think, and I've made my position clear for several years, every time this issue came up, I live with somebody who I'm prohibited from ever ever voting for a legal or a lethal method of deer management. Just, I would never be able to vote for that. So options always open as far as what we can do as far as the deer management. We had a referendum, and it overwhelmingly 4-1, deer management was required in Ocean Township. So we need to do something. We all agree on that. How we go about it. So recently I was able to speak to the Ehrlichs. I don't know, they're back here in the room. And they had some really good input and sent me some very valuable information. And as did Eileen Chubbusak. I don't know if Eileen's here tonight, but I want to give her some credit. And they put me in touch with this other woman, Susan, who lives in Fairhaven. And Susan had some great ideas. She's a member of an organization, and she's going to send me some more info on how we can actually get some help as far as volunteers to do a non-lethal method, probably more of a sterilization of the does. And then also how we can also get some help from them. They'll fund some of it. We got to throw some money at it ourselves, but we're going to have to do that for whatever we do. We have to put it into the budget, and we're okay with that. So we're opening up the dialogue again. We're going to have a Zoom meeting with the council members and some of the experts that have done this before in other states. And there's the one fellow's name that comes up from the Ohio project. I don't remember his name. But anyway, I think next step is we'll have a Zoom with that person and get some more thoughts on how we can proceed, what we can do. So I just wanted to bring that out that, we're open to that. This is something been in the works ever since that last meeting, really, when I ran into the Ehrlichs last week. And, of course, Eileen Chubbusak called me. So the ad was unnecessary. We're already considering doing something else. You'd have to do that and bring a lot of heat and attention. 'Cause I'm getting calls and nasty emails from people who don't even know me. They have no idea who I am, telling me how dare I killed them. I'm a massacre. I'm a deer killer. I'm a horrible person. People that don't know me. That's not right, folks. That's just, we want to be constructive, not obstructive. All right. So I just wanted to say that. I'm going to go on down the line. John, do you have anything?
No report, Mayor.
Marge?
I just want to say congratulations to the Ocean Rebels. It's on their state championship win. They're the under 11 girls soccer group. They won the state championship this year, so congratulations to them.
Dave?
Okay, so I have a little bit of a report here. So as the only member of the traffic committee, I would like to have my annual report on traffic in Ocean Township. So what I'd like to tell everybody is this is the time of year when the volume of the traffic starts to increase dramatically. I ask everybody to slow down, be cognizant of what's going on around you. We have some crosswalks that are occurring on different areas. You'll see them on Whale Pond, you'll see them on Deal Road. I believe the law states if someone is in the crosswalk, a pedestrian, you've got to yield to them. So please do not go flying down these roads and be very careful of the pedestrians. Also, a couple small ideas. I know they seem simple, but reflective clothing at night, twilight, share the roads with the bikes, safety first. We just don't want anybody to get hurt. So I'm trying to get the message out to the public, but you're the best vehicle to get that message out there. Okay? Second, I have an update on the master plan update. So the mayor and I shot a video that we sent to the Board of Ed. Got to give credit to Jack Kearns again. The good news is that we actually got a couple of teachers who actually responded back to Ron Kirk, who's our housing and development guy, and so they want to incorporate this into lesson plans for their students. So once again, Jack, excellent idea. And the idea is the opportunity for the youth to get involved. We're also going to upload this video onto YouTube, and it'll be available to the public by the end of the week. The public will also have their first crack at speaking about the master plan update. That's going to be occurring at the next planning board meeting, which is on Monday, the 28th of June. Unfortunately, it is a Zoom meeting, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, but the public will get their first crack at that. And lastly, I just want to congratulate Chief Steve Peters on 34 years. He retired yesterday. He had a nice, long, illustrious career, and he's got a lot to be proud of. I also want to congratulate Steve Gallagher, CFO of our town, also a 30-plus year employee. And I also want to congratulate the Wanamassa Fire Company on 100 years. Thank you.
Want me to go next?
Sure.
I got any time left?
Yeah. Sorry, I went crazy today.
Chamber of Commerce had our annual luncheon this past Tuesday. We had a number of honorees, some of which Dave mentioned, the Wanamassa Fire Company, Chief Peters, Monmouth Medical Center. president of Ocean Township Little League, who had a very creative fundraiser, Wharton Realty for everything that they're doing at Seaview Square and Cobblestone, and the Director Commissioner Tom Ronone for all his efforts during COVID. We also awarded 3 scholarships to 3 very needy and very deserving students from Ocean Township. So congratulations on all that. Likewise, would like to congratulate Chief Peters, wish Mike Sorrentino, who's the officer in charge until we find a replacement, all the best. And there was somebody else you mentioned that I forgot.
Gallagher.
Steve Gallagher, yes. Congratulations on his retirement.
That's about 800,000 a year in benefits going out.
What was the phrase?
Tom?
More tension.
Hello, pension?
I don't think, thank
Nothing, thank you. Marty?
Well, just congratulations to Chief Peters, congratulations to Steve Gallagher. And over the last several months, we've had an interim manager, and I just want to thank Tom, who's done a great job as an interim manager for us.
Yeah, ditto. This will be Tom's last meeting with us, and Tom stepped in when we needed him the most there, came around for the last few months and really got things moving here like we've never seen before. So, Tom, we want to thank you
Yes.
for all you've done. I mean, getting things moving and forward in our agenda and making sure things got done in town. And somebody was the clerk of the works. It certainly was you. And you really personified a lot of professionalism, and you left no stone unturned. You would call us anytime you had any info, which we really was welcomed, and we thank you for your service here, sir. So we're going to miss you at the next meeting. We wish Tom a lot of success in whatever he does, even if it's just fishing, which he loves. Okay. So the purpose of the public portion is to solely ask questions, understand resolutions that appear on the agenda, not an occasion for a public hearing on an ordinance. That'll come at the end of the meeting, when we'll have an opportunity for you to get up and speak, and at the conclusion of the meeting, we'll have open public time. Right now, we have our consent agenda, the minutes, and the resolution. So if you have, anybody have anything, questions about the consent agenda, resolutions, and/or vouchers, now would be the time to come up to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Come on up. And Mr. Geiger, and tell me which items you're interested in.
And just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, I'm still Don Geiger, and I still live at 1108 Grassmere.
Right.
Now, to our interim manager, I hate to put you in the spotlight, but I will. I have numerous questions on the bills list, and I'm willing to think you can answer most of them.
Just tell me that one.
Number 6, the rec staff shirts. How many did we buy for $336.95?
Whole box.
Your
How
guess
many
is
in the
as
box?
good- Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay. And right underneath it, number 7. How many golf towels did we buy for the Mayor's Challenge?
44.
44. Okay. And on number 14, was it just one tree, and where was it? That was the hazardous tree that was removed.
Sir, if I knew everything that was going on here, they wouldn't let me leave here. So understand, I look at the bills, I don't pay attention to every single one of them, so if you wanna do this at another time, I'd be able to get the answers for you, but you're not gonna get the answers tonight, cause I don't have most of them.
Okay, well
Okay.
then, I'll give you a call.
Yes, as interim manager, he hasn't had the luxury of sitting with CFO on a daily basis like our long-term manager, so
Oh, okay.
you have Tom at a disadvantage with a lot of these questions, but you
Uh-huh.
can actually get these answers tomorrow from, like we say, you come in anytime and we can have our,
Well, may I give him a call?
yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Plus, you got the golf towels.
Yeah, that's true. Can I ask, even though it's introduction only, on one ordinance? Or
Not
Not
now.
yet, we're not there yet.
Later.
This is just resolutions and vouchers.
Much later.
Yep, not
Actually,
much.
next
pretty soon.
meeting.
Couple minutes.
Yeah,
Next meeting at the public
Next
hearing.
meeting.
right. Okay, anybody else on resolutions? On the resolutions, come on up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Come on up and state your name and address for the record.
Jackie Wenzel, 610 Deal Road. I just noticed one of the resolutions, you're talking about a flashing crosswalk.
Yes.
Okay. So I just was wondering if it's possible, since we're investing in that, if we could invest in flashing speed limit road like we have in Interlaken.
We have them in Ocean too.
I know.
We-
Well,
We
the
can get,
thing
we're
is,
gonna get more of those.
yeah, I think that, it slows everything down. I know that we consider Deal Road a main road to the beach, but mostly when I'm headed to the beach, I go down Deal Road, Monmouth, and then through Interlaken, and I slow right down. And I was thinking, around our town park, I've been doing a lot of research, Mr. Fisher, about traffic and speed limits. And if in New Jersey there's a law that if there isn't a speed limit posted, that around a town park it's immediately 25 miles per hour. That's the law. So I was just wanted to introduce that possibly, since we're looking at crosswalks, if we're investigating traffic, could we look into having, really adopting more of the policy of Interlaken, so our neighborhoods are safer and they feel gentler. We are the township community of gracious living. So 40 miles an hour is too fast for Deal Road around our park. I see often children coming out of the park on bikes and they're learning how to ride their bike, and I look out my kitchen window and it makes me so nervous because there's no room for error the way they come down on Deal Road. There really isn't. And before we have a tragedy like that, I think we really could slow things down. There's something I also learned online called Drew's Law, and it's also about slowing things down around schools and township parks. So can we discuss that sometime? I
Well,
mean,
we'll
I know
have
you're
to
gonna
make
have
a
the
request.
flashing.
We make a request to traffic for the speed of the roads.
Yeah, because they can speed down Deal Road, but then they have to slow down everywhere else, so they might as well start slowing down at Deal.
Right.
I also did a bit of traffic study concerning the deer, and it seems like West Park is our most dangerous road. Like from the beginning of the year till now, we have the most car crashes on West
We're
Park.
trying to keep this limited to the agenda.
Yeah, well, I'm talking traffic.
Okay.
The resolution of the flashing lights made me think of the areas that probably could benefit from, I know you're saying you're going to do it at Monmouth Road, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so I guess there are other roads I'd like to introduce for that.
Yeah, Monmouth and West Park are county roads. We'll have to submit a request to them.
Okay, but Deal is a
Deal's
town
our
road.
road. We'll submit a request to the Police Department, Traffic Division, and they'll make a determination on the flow of traffic, amount of cars, and where they're going, and what the speed needs to be.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else? Yep, come on up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Just anything that's on the agenda for resolutions right now.
Okay, Carlos, I live at Freehold. I could give you the address if you'd like.
Yes.
I just wanted to, it's 8 Club Place, Freehold, New
I
Jersey.
need your last name, sir.
07728. Edmonds.
Freehold Road or Street?
Freehold Township.
Club Place.
Oh, you don't
Freehold
live in
Borough,
Ocean
Freehold
Township.
Borough.
Okay.
I'm a friend of Jackie's, and I'm here to support on a different matter. But as far as cars, I just wanted to throw in to the discussion, 1.3 million people die every year because of car-related accidents, and 15 million people are permanently injured. So I just want to say appreciation that there's already blinking signs, and any ability to slow cars down even more is greatly appreciated. Cars are a weapon if they're going fast. They become an unplanned for weapon. So any power that you have to slow things down, especially with busy summer coming up, please do that. I just would like to express that as a fellow Monmouth County resident. Thank
Good,
you.
thank you. Anybody else as to anything on the resolution? No? No? Okay. Seeing you here, no one. Someone please offer the consent agenda and the resolutions. And let me get them out here.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. We have individual action, let's see. Okay. Also tonight, we have vouchers. Hang on a second, where am I at? Oh, right here. Vouchers in the amount of $5,987,209.67. Someone please offer the vouchers.
I'll offer the voucher list.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, for individual action, we have resolutions 21-107, authorize a tax collector to issue a refund to the owner of Block 87, Lot 4, due to overpayment of their second quarter 2021 taxes. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, 21-108, authorize the receipt of a 2006 Chevy Tahoe from from the Board of Fire Commissioners, number 2, for the cost of $1. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, 21109, approve Chapter 159 budget amendment for the following FY 2021 Clean Communities Grant. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, 21110, authorize a compliance with the proclamation of the Local Finance Board of State of New Jersey accepting the 2020 annual audit for the Township of Ocean. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, 21111, authorize the tax collector to cancel the refund of real estate taxes paid by owner of Block 152, Lot 1.01, who has been declared 100% totally disabled veteran. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, and 21112, amend the contract of real property data collection and verification service awarded to Appraisal Systems, Inc. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, 21113, approve the amendment of the shared service agreement with the Monmouth County Sheriff's Department for computer-related services to support and dispatching functions, increasing the cost to $40,680 for a period of January 1st through December 31st, 2021. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, 21114, award a contract to Fernandez Constructions, Inc. for the repairs of the walking trail at Joe Playa Park at a cost not to exceed $67,900. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll gladly second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, 21115, authorize a one-year extension of the contract of the removal of the composite leaves from Joe Playa Park awarded to Caruso Excavating Company. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, and 21116, authorize the purchase and installation of the playground equipment at Joe Playa Park from MRC State Contract Number 2021-06 at a cost not to exceed $166,242.55. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
I'll again gladly second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, and it's kudos to Mike Butruko, our new playground, or recreation director for
Playground.
playground. I mean, he's improved 3 of them already. He's only been here a year, so that's fantastic. He's very aggressive with that. We're going to get them all cleaned up. 21117, authorize the purchase of a rubber mulch and curbing for Joe Playa Park, rubber recycling state contract number 2021-02 at a cost not to exceed $99,200. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, and 21118, authorize the sale of a laptop computer to Steve Gallagher for a fee of $600. Someone please offer.
I'll offer.
Second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes, so we have 2 ordinances for introduction only, which will have the public hearing on June 24th. The first ordinance is 2356. Then would you read the title, please?
Sure. A bond ordinance providing for various improvements appropriating $200,000 and authorizing the issuance of 190,000 bonds or notes to finance a portion of the cost.
Right, and that'll have its public hearing. Oh, someone please introduce ordinance 2356.
I'd like to move to open the public hearing
No,
on...
no, just introduction only.
Sorry. I would like to move to introduce ordinance number 2356.
Right, second.
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor
Yes, and
Siciliano.
now have its public hearing on 6/24. Also, for introduction only is ordinance 2357. Bill, would you read the title, please?
A bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements and for the acquisition of various equipment appropriating $3,637,523 and authorizing the issuance of $2,719,840 bonds or notes to finance a portion of the cost.
Great. Someone please introduce, only for introduction only, 2357.
I'd like to move to introduce ordinance 2357.
Second?
I'll second.
Deputy Mayor Napolitani.
Yes.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Sulciano.
Yes, and that too will have its public hearing on 6/24. At this time, we're going to open a public hearing. If anybody has anything germane to Ocean Township business, our rule is one rule only, that you have 5 minutes to say your piece. You get one bite of the apple. Please don't be redundant. So at that time, anybody have anything? Come on up to the microphone. State your name and address for the record. Don again? Okay. Come on up again. Well, we will after this one because you get one more bite of the apple. Yeah.
And yes, I'm still Don Geiger, and I still live at 1108 Grassmere Avenue. Did you see the article I put at your
Yeah,
place?
but veterans, yes.
Yeah, did we participate in that or not?
Well, we have veteran benefits throughout the town, like we do with the firemen as well. So they get, of course, their deduction, their property deductions. We have discounts at our pool clubs or parks or any of the fees for permits, things like that. So we do what we can with that.
But that particular program, as it's specified, you don't
Yeah.
participate.
Well, I didn't get it, be honest with you, put this down here and I came in at 7 o'clock. I didn't get a
Didn't
chance
read it?
to.
Okay.
I couldn't have.
Well, you could have.
I could have, but we would have interrupted the meeting.
Anyway, back to my next thing. There used to be a light at,
Logan and Deal?
yeah, right in the middle.
Yes,
Now it's
so-
gone. Go figure.
Yeah, and we're waiting on that one.
Yes, it was submitted
I
to the
I
insurance
hit that
company.
every day. It's horrible.
Yeah, we're waiting to get a response from the insurance company, but that's going to be put back up.
Okay. Back to the next question. West Park, which I know is a county road, was improved going, well, westbound from Monmouth Road to 35. Now, once you cross 35, mezza. Is there any plans
Yeah.
that you know of to improve
Yes,
that
yeah,
part?
yes, and yes.
Yes, and yes.
So it was part of their 7-phase program, but the east portion was so bad, I asked them if they can just go ahead and pave that, and which they did this year. So they have other plans for road improvements, significant road improvements on West Park. And that was why they're waiting to pave. I mean, they can go ahead and pave it now, and only to have to tear it up in a year or two.
No. Oh, okay.
So, you know, if you guys really want it done, we can probably get them to put it on next year or the year after.
Well,
to get
it's
that
not all
paved.
that great, but it's not
But
that terrible either.
There's some really significant road improvements for a lot of those lights over there, and to make it a lot easier getting in and out of Hidden Meadows, for example, and the various places there.
Okay. And my next favorite topic, BJ's, the jug handle. The last understanding I had, whether it was right or wrong, I don't know, was we were going to go after their bond or something to make them or use that money to
Yes,
improve
which we
that.
we have just completed that process, and now we're able to go out and start having to get the final bids in and have the road paved.
Oh, hallelujah,
Yep.
because it's getting to be bad again.
Yep.
And last but not least, I'm going to give out a super shout out to my best buds at Public Works. Hi.
No, he's
He doesn't
afraid they might
remember their
retire. He doesn't want to say the wrong name. Thank you, Don. I'm sure they appreciate that. Mr. Huss, the floor recognizes Mr. Huss. Come on up, Mr. Huss. Reset. I just used the remaining time.
This is not easy anyway. Last meeting I was at, we passed a resolution for police, National Police Week.
Just tap on that mic. I want to make sure it's working.
It's working. You got to talk into it.
You okay?
Yeah, that's
I
good.
wonder. Okay.
Hello?
No, I don't think it's on. For recording purposes.
I don't know. I heard it before.
I heard it too. I just want to make sure you're being picked up on the audio. We can hear you in the room, but there it is. Okay. We'll see Tommy Rue come down from his
Can I do
perch if
my
it's not
song?
on.
All
Oh, boy.
right. Perry Como is not around. But we passed that resolution, and I just thought I'd add something about our local police, that's all. I ordered another 1,000 of these We Love Our Cops.
Hold that up to the
magnets,
camera.
right?
Well, I think they probably have you.
And we have right now there's about 8,000 of them out there.
Wow.
So it's a nice gesture, and I'll put a couple here if anybody wants to get them.
Great.
On the way out. but we love our. It's the most respected organization, and I have to talk about, go back to when it started in '29, and I happen to know the constable before they even went to the police department. Ike King was the constable, and then he became a cop. But you go through, from Garrity to Harvey to Tannum, and they were all class people, all good teachers. Swanwick, Koch, Peters. We have some great people as chiefs of police, and I'm sure the next one is going to be even better.
Yeah,
so,
always.
Again, welcome the cops. A little cheer for the cops.
Great, thank you, John. Beautiful. Thank you for doing that. We all appreciate that. Yeah, you can come up to the microphone because we got to pick you up on audio. Yep, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Jim Page from Interlake in New Jersey.
Okay.
I just have a few comments about a possible hunt in a Palea Park.
Yeah, we just said we're not doing that.
Oh, you're not?
Yeah, I made a statement at the beginning of the meeting that we're pursuing a non-lethal method of management. Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you then.
You're welcome. Yeah, come on up, Bob.
Bob Jerzeski, 1403 South Watermossa Drive. Is this working?
You sound
Yeah, you
Tap,
I'm
just
talking
tap
right
it.
into this thing.
Yeah, it's good now when you're talking into it.
It's tapping.
Okay, so wonderful news, what you just said. They were all really encouraged about that. My second topic, I'm a trustee with the Deal Lake Watershed Alliance, and we focus on Deal Lake, of course, and the tributaries for Deal Lake, and all the pollution that comes in. We're focused on that. Not this weekend, next weekend, we're doing a free nature paddle. So it's free if you have your own boat. If you don't have a kayak, you can rent it at Deal Lake Dock Company, and you'll see all types of cool things on the lake. The lake is, it's damaged, right? It's in need of a lot of work, but it still has amazing bird life, fish life. There's largemouth bass in there. There's herons, there's eagles, there's peregrine falcons. Margie was out on a tour with us last year. So just opening it up, we have spots open for next Saturday, so just want to let folks know the good work that's going on there.
Great, good stuff. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
I know my brother Tim, that's part of his daily exercise is getting on that lake. He has a kayak and a boat that he goes on almost every day. Anybody else? Come up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record.
Hold on there.
Oh.
Hold on there, sister.
Keep going. Let the tall guy do it.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. Terry Bergrid, 228 Delaware Avenue, Oakhurst. Taxpayer and resident for 52 years.
Thank you for that.
I think you know us.
And
Yes, I
You know my husband Lars, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I
am
remember you,
allowed
Terry.
am I allowed to say a couple words
Yeah.
about the deer? By the way, who's Vinny here? I was talking to him. Hi, Vinny. Nice to see you.
How are you,
Okay.
dear?
Okay. We've been here 52 years. We raised 4 children, and we didn't have this deer problem at that time. And it's really magnified in the last 10 years. I have 7 grandchildren. They play soccer on the soccer fields. They come home with deer feces in between their cleats. It's on their shoes. It's on their bodies. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting. And I've gone only half of the games because I want to get them on my feet. Okay. Also, somebody made a comment that we were trying to get rid of the deer's habitat. Well, the deer's habitat is in my house. That's where they are. We've put $10,000 worth of fencing around our home, and they're jumping it. They've eaten 32 of my arborvitaes. I can't put flowers anywhere. And as you know, our assessments are going up crazily, and I can't even put flowers outside. And let me see what else here. Okay, I was a certified court reporter for many years in Freehold, in the courthouse. And I'll tell you, if my neighbor had done the damage to my property that these deers are doing to my property, they'd be held, they would go to jail for destruction of private property. Now, are you going to have hearings on this before you vote?
Well, what we're going to do is we have to have a deer management program. That's already been voted on.
Right.
So we're going to manage the deer herd, but we're going to try a non-lethal method first and see how we do with that.
That's somebody made a comment that we could lower the speed limit to save the deer. My son-in-law is a police officer here and a detective here, and that is ridiculous. That's not gonna stop deers getting hit on the road. When one other thing, when I was in the courthouse, they would never put a red light, green light stop sign until there were a certain amount of fatalities in that corner. Now, are they gonna wait till we have a fatality on Deal Road or West Park Avenue before we're gonna really take this seriously?
No, I hope not. So,
Okay, all right, thank you very much.
you're welcome. Thank you for coming. Yep. Yeah, Mr. Huss? He didn't use up any of his time.
My first 15 years, I was raised in Lakewood, New Jersey, at Ocean County Park. 1 block from Ocean County Park. I know more about deer, I think, than anybody. We used to feed them with out of our hands. We'd pick up the apples for them. We had a lot of fun. I called the Ocean County Park 2 years ago. They were gone. The deer disappeared. Would somebody find out why they disappeared? They are coming back now. But for 2 years, they actually disappeared, and no place would be better for deer than Ocean County Park. And why did they do? So there may be a reason.
Yeah, we'll
and
look
follow up
into it.
on why they disappeared.
Okay. They came here. Anybody else come on up to the microphone, state your name and address for the record.
I've been here before, Lorraine Steiner,
Mhm.
2003, Vanwood Street, Oakhurst.
Yep.
Okay, I lived here for 48 years. I'm a longtime resident. My husband and I have to shovel deer crap, okay? Get out the shovel, get out your gloves. It's disgusting. They carry Lyme disease, TB, parasites, chronic waste disease, and many others. Other counties in the state, Somerset, Sussex, Hunterton, Warren, they have a deer extraction plan. My street is a one-way alley, narrow street. The deer dart out, and I have to go 1 mile an hour just to get down my street. Kids, it's not a regular sized street. So on both sides, there could be kids on bikes, pedestrians. They jumped over my backyard. 5 deer jumped over my backyard fence, okay? I had to run up on my deck with my grandson. If he was down there, he would have been stampeded, okay? And excuse me. And it's just no way to live. Forget about flowers, shrubs, anything. Everything is plastic flowers, okay? I have no usage of my yard. Is that a way to live? I live in fear that they're gonna come over and stampede. Pounding, you hear the pounding, you know, like they're pounding the pavement, they're pounding the grass. It's just disgusting. I don't know. I'm just so disillusioned. We have to take our shoes off, and we have to clean the dog's paws before we go in the house because we don't want to bring the disease. And let somebody live in my house for 1 day, okay? It's disgusting. My property is ruined, but more than the property is the Lyme disease, which stays with you for life. My neighbor who couldn't make it tonight, he's had Lyme disease twice. I don't know. Their stampeding is terrifying. Just the other day, I saw 3 deer stampeding down Carroll Avenue, okay? In the middle of the street, okay? If there were kids on the bike, they would panic. I mean, you know, I'm just so disillusioned with everything. I've been here we've been fighting this, but we've been trying to do something for 4 years. Now it's out of control. Monmouth County has the largest amount. There were 999 deer killed, okay, in Monmouth County.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, you know, it's just, I have the right to live in a safe community, and the elected officials should hear our plea.
We are. We're doing it for you.
Children, and I
We
mean,
are.
it's not, you know, people that live in other places that aren't bombarded every day, having 6, 7, 8 deers crapping all over their lawn.
Right. Thank you. So that's why we're pursuing our deer management program. We're going to do. We've done nothing. So even doing a sterilization is something because we've done nothing. They sent back our application. I looked at the application. Mr. Henshaw was kind enough to look at it. There's a lot that was missed in that application several months ago. So we have to redo it. So when we meet with these folks that I had spoken to during the week, they offered some help with the application as well to make sure we can get this through. So, yeah. That'll be beautiful.
All right, they can't talk.
Terry, you can't yell from the crowd. You have to be up here.
Okay. All right. Anybody else wish to come up to the microphone? Please state your name and address for the record. And we tape these meetings, so we got to all be heard here.
Yes, my name is Steve Grasso. I live at 1904 Vernon Street.
Okay, Steve.
When I first got here, I'll be honest with you, I was very upset about with the deer stuff. Even with you, Mayor, and everybody else, you know, just telling the truth. But I see you guys are really trying to do the right thing tonight, and with the people you brought here. You know, nature has a way of thinning out by themselves when they get hit by cars or whatever. If you know, I don't think it's rational to think that the deer are going to just disappear. You know, they're God's creation. You know, yes, they go on. They eat my arborvitaes and stuff like that. Plant vincas, and you don't have to worry about them. They won't eat them. It's like to do the humane thing, and you're trying to do that. And I just wanted to thank you for your concern. Listen, it's not an easy job. I understand that. You know, to please Ocean Township. You know, but you know, I don't. You know, as far as crossbows and you know, to hunt them like that, there, I think it's you know to sterilize them or whatever. That's great. Tranquilize them. Bring them to a naval weapons over there if you could or something like that. A few of them, but they'll thin out by themselves. But and I walk in the woods over there, and honest God, I feed them deer corn over there, so they're not eating your arborvitaes. So anyway, it's not funny. It's not funny, but you know what? Deer can't talk, so I'm talking for them. So that's all I want to say. I want to thank you, really.
You're welcome.
Because I come with a different attitude tonight.
Good. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate what we're doing. Yeah, come on. Yes, you may.
Arlene Lippin, 17 Kimberly Drive, Ocean, Wayside.
Okay.
I don't want to be redundant, but I just want to say that we don't really need people to come up here and list all the reasons why deer are so bad. We know all that. We all agree there need to be less deer. But what we need to agree on is how to do it humanely. We are Ocean Township. We don't kill our resident deer. When I was coming here down Deal Road just about an hour ago, I passed Pelea Park, and I saw a mother pushing a stroller with a little baby in it, and there were about 3 or 4 deer about 6 feet away from her. It was such a serene picture to see that in Ocean Township. I mean, Pelea Park, this is where we take our children, where we walk our dogs. We don't want people running around with bows and arrows. I mean,
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
Like Twilight Zone.
We told you we're not going to do that, right?
I know.
Okay.
Yes, and I've come up here to thank you for
Oh,
that
okay,
because
good.
I wasn't here at the beginning of the meeting and
Oh,
I didn't
okay,
hear
you missed
say
that part. Okay.
But I really, really appreciate it.
Good. We're
Thank
doing it for you. Hi.
I'm Bridget Burt, and this is my husband Brian Burt.
You,
and
you
we
need to
live at-
talk into the
Little
microphone.
closer.
Kind of pick it up, yeah, so it's facing you.
We live at 534 Dow Avenue, and you know I'll keep it short because I thank you for your message tonight for the deer. This is something my family's been very upset about. I come to you as a parent, as an administrator in education. I follow everything that's been going on. I work in Long Branch School District, and we have a 4-year-old boy. So, apologize, I get a little emotional, but like that nice woman just said, you know, I take my son to the park all the time to play on the playground. Our backyard opens up into the park. Our
Yeah,
gate
you're
opens
on the
up
back
into
there, yeah.
park. Yes. We have a dog. So as a mother, you know, I just ask that, and I know this isn't coming from you, and I, again, appreciate your message, but, you know, my thinking on the whole situation is like, what are we teaching our children if we were to go that other route? You know, we see that there's, you know, people having concerns, but there is people that love those deer too. My son loves walking that park every day, like she just said. I run through the park every night. You know, it's serene. There's no, you know, stampeding going on. Like, the deer don't even come next to me, and I see 15, 20 at a time. So what I'm saying is we have to teach our children the right things. We're in education. We're all educators. You don't have to be in the educational system to know that if there's a problem, killing isn't the answer, and I believe you know that from your message tonight. I also did some research on it and looking at, you know, all the things that are out there from the Humane Society, and it has, you know, statements saying that the killing programs, they are very controversial. They're difficult to execute in urban and suburban setting, and that's been another concern of my husband and myself. You know, it's in our backyard. If that was something that happened, I know you're saying it's not going to, but that's in my backyard. Okay, how do I explain something like that to my son? And, you know, my son goes to Ocean Township Elementary. All those children are so close to that park that it is really near and dear to my heart. So I know a lot of people are saying that, you know, the fertility control, you know, is a good answer. You know, possibly posting more deer crossing signs. You know, I know from, I'm very careful the way I drive, but I see Whale Pond. You know, I see Dow, even though we have a school on that block. People whiz back and forth, you know. I go to try to pull out of my driveway on Dow, and, you know, I wait a while. I have my son in the back in the car seat, and sometimes, you know, I'm scared to pull out. So, and I know we have a lot of deer on the baseball field, so maybe some signs over there to educate people to slow down. Yes, or lowering the speed limit. And also, you know, people have said to me, what about transporting deers to, you know, a local forest, if that's an option, you know, to help the people that are having problems with them. But I just feel like we can't teach our kids that killing, you know, and again, I know you're supporting the non-lethal method, which makes my heart, like, really, really lighter tonight. But, you know, I just want to put that out there. I'm thinking about the kids. I'm thinking about what we teach them about problem solution.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah, who needs that? Yeah.
so thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
for your message.
Yep. Anybody else come up to the microphone? Young lady, you want to come up? Yeah, Tommy, she's been waiting for a little while. Then you're next, brother.
Oh, what an interesting problem we've got in Ocean. I'm very, very grateful to you all for
You have to
rejecting-
do your name and address for
Oh,
the
I'm
record.
terribly sorry.
Protocol.
Evelyn Lewis, 2401 Sunset Avenue. Family's owned this property since the Depression era, and I've inherited over a couple of years now. I've been here since 2005. I'm right on the lake. I have the same problems everyone else has with deer. They ate my yard completely down to the nubs last year, and I'm certainly not happy with that. On the other hand, if we were hungry, would we understand? Yeah. We just cannot put ourselves in the position of empathizing with things that aren't human or that aren't precious to us like animals who are our pets. If people talked about liquidating pets because they ruined somebody else's lawn, then maybe we would have hue and outcry and people would be outraged, and we'd have the same arguments I hear from people who are not happy with the deer tonight. The difference is we don't have that personal relationship with wildlife that we have with our pets. And that's why I'm very happy to see that you too have seen that and are rejecting the lethal opportunities that have been suggested. To the nice ladies back here who are having big problems with their own homes, I'd like to suggest one thing for them. And anybody else in this room who's interested, if you go online and you look under deer-proof shrubbery, deer-proof plants, deer-proof landscaping, you will come up with page upon page upon page. I think I went through 10 of them this afternoon. Just looking. They will give you everything you need to know in terms of what plants you can purchase that are not things that deer will eat. So there's a solution for that problem if that's what's going on at your house. The other thing I wanted to ask you was this. Among the sterilization programs that you're considering, the ones I've heard most about are the ones that deal with sterilizing females.
Yes.
If anybody here has ever been to their vet or to the ASPCA with animals that need neutering, they will understand that the difference in cost for one thing, between neutering a male and neutering a female is gigantic. And it's a reflection of the fact that it's a much more difficult surgery, much more expensive surgery, requires more people with skills to do it, takes a much longer time to heal, and there's a lot more consequences for the health of the animal. So my question is, if you're looking at fertilization, neutralization techniques here, are you looking at neutering the males?
No.
Why
So
not?
the people I spoke to, the experts seem to be leaning towards the most effective way is spaying the females. And the reason for that is they're more homogeneous. Well, they stay nearby rather than the bucks. They kind of flee. They migratory. They'll roam around a little bit. So I think it's better that we, I'm getting more info. I'm going to talk to some other experts.
That
But the
seems
ones
like
I
the most
spoke to in the
logical
last
way.
2 weeks, spaying was, plus we can get help doing it. You can do it right on site. We have somebody there with a trank gun or a trank dart, and then you can have a team go in of vets and they can spay them right there.
But that's a major surgery, even for
Well,
a pet.
It is, but it's effective. The alternatives out of everything else that's out there. We think we're gonna take whatever the math shows us are the best, but most humane way to do it. That's how we're gonna go.
That would seem to argue for the castration or essentially deer
Well, if that comes up, then that'll be the winner. But so far, the information I gathered was spaying was the winner. So far, we're not done
I'm
yet.
just curious if it's seriously been looked at, because
Yeah.
I haven't heard any discussion of that as an option at all. And that to me seems the most simple, direct, inexpensive, and safest for the animals.
Well, because the
way to go.
bucks flee. They're not just going to stay here. Whereas, again, the does will stay here. This was their habitat. The playa park or the golf course we have, they're not as migratory as the bucks. That's the info I've gotten so far.
I still think you could find the bucks and tranquilos there.
I'm sure you could.
Yeah, just if you just
Yeah.
let me know that it's something that's being considered. I will be happy.
All options as far as neutralization or sterilization are on the table, but that's what I've gotten so far.
Okay, I'm just curious as well. The exploration you're doing on the various techniques, is there a position that you're taking with the community where there's give and take, there's discussion before we get to a formal meeting like this one, where everything gets dragged out and everybody has their moment and it gets to be a big overwhelming
Here's the thing.
event.
This is probably the 4th deer meeting we've had in 3 years. So we've had these meetings. We're down to where we've had referendums, we've had a vote on it, we've discussed it, and we know one thing for sure, deer management is eminent. We have to do something because everybody voted on that one, that one issue. So as far as what methods we take, we'll keep you informed, but we're going to take the experts' advice on what's the most, not only cost-effective, but most humane and probably efficient way to go. And so that's what we're going to do. We may discuss what we're going to do before we do it at one of the council meetings. That's how it goes. We'll have meetings before the next event. But I don't think we're going to have another public meeting on how we should spay or how we should neuter or how we should castrate. I think we're just going to come up with a plan, and then we'll advise you of what we're doing.
All right.
Because right now we've done nothing. So anything we do is going to be better than nothing, right?
Yeah. And one more short observation about people who have problems with the deer ruining their soccer fields and their parks and their yards and this and that. My observation is it's not a deer overpopulation that we have on a worldwide scale. We have a human overpopulation. The deer have existed in Ocean Township for hundreds of years. In fact, Wickapeca Drive was the original deer trail that brought settlers into this entire area. So there's got to be a balance, obviously, between the two populations. But to simply claim all the land for us as humans and not allow any idea of sharing or being tolerant for creatures that are part of the normal habitat here, it doesn't seem reasonable to me. So thanks for listening.
Yep, thank you. Yep, Tommy.
Tom Varrock.
What are you yelling for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom Varrocky, Jerome Avenue, Oakhurst.
What is it? I'm sorry.
Tom Varrocky.
Jerome, 246. So I would just like to say about a story that I had. On Deal Road, my mother was driving to go get pizza at on West Park, and everybody slowed down, put their blinker on, and stopped, to let the deers cross. Well, somebody decided to go around 2 cars with their flashers on, and then hit the deer that were crossing the road. It's obviously a problem. You guys understand that, okay? Now, I know that, you know, you've looked into these methods and everything like that, you know, as far as, you know, the spaying and the neutering of these deer, and even possibly, I think, relocating them.
Yeah,
Correct?
relocating's probably down the list a little bit, I think.
Okay. Well, the main thing is, you know, I've had, you know, my hunter's education card for about 10 years now. I've never been hunting. Okay, but I believe that that is a necessary skill that you should at least look into and pay attention to before you say that it's inhumane.
Mhm.
That's rude. Okay, it's a necessary skill that you should look into and inhumane. And, you know, as far as bows and arrows in Ocean Township, believe it or not, I'm not specifically talking to you. They are allowed in this town. You know, you can practice bow and arrow in this town. You can even bow fish on certain lakes in this town. So whether you're in the woods or you're on the water, it really doesn't make a difference as far as the, you know, the safety. There's never been a safety issue with that. Okay, and you know, I think it's unfair that you don't let this gentleman speak about and have all these activists here.
He can speak. I said he
No.
could speak. Oh, now I'm unfair. Okay, come on.
Well, we let
Don't,
everybody
don't
else.
yell from the back of the room. Come on up here and have you say your piece.
Please.
That's how we do it in a diplomatic society.
Please, I'm not
Come on
not
up.
done yet, though, sir.
Nobody
I
shut
just
you
wanted-
down. You
I-
came up to advocate. It sound like.
But everybody else has been
And
talking
you
about
pulled a-
deer. Everybody
Go ahead,
else has
Tom.
been talking about
Yeah,
deer.
Tom, you got the
And
floor.
you know, no disrespect about that.
right.
But you know, at least let people who, you know, have other things to say. One of the things was
100%.
relocating them to Earl, and they allow hunting in Earl. So what's the difference if you open it up to people in this town who have their hunter education card, who have passed a permit, who have paid their fees? You can even charge a fee. I think I counted over $200,000 that you've put into Joe Playa Park in that last in the budget that you have read off, between the compost site and the repair on the sidewalks. I believe there's 2 other ones too. So I'm just saying to please, you know, I know that you're looking into this non-lethal thing, and I agree with that, but it is a problem. I'm beating a dead horse here, but at the same time, you know, consider it. That's
Okay.
all I have to say.
Great.
Okay?
Thank you.
Jim Page of Interlaken. I really want you to consider the bow hunt. Reason being, it wouldn't cost you nothing.
Mhm.
You're under Zone 51, which is unlimited does. The county already has hunts in their parks where they found problems like this. The state would make out with fees. You could dictate how many hunters you want on the day that you have it. Obviously, January would be a good month. And you'd be able to cut the herd down to a reasonable, manageable amount so that they're not starving to death either, where they don't have to go outside of the park to eat. They're actually starving to death in there. And eventually, you're gonna get a disease in there, just like mad cow disease. And when that strikes, it's really gonna be nasty. I mean, that's, you know, and if you would like this book so that your council could go through it, I'd be more than happy to give it to you.
Okay.
Would you like it?
Sure, leave it up here. We'll look at it. But here's our thing, Jim, and I'm going to say this about a bow hunt. And one of the reasons that we feel we don't want to consider it, A, is a bow hunt, you're limited to just Pelea Park. We have herds all over Ocean Township. They're not just in Pelea Park. We have them at our golf course, which is 38 acres over there. We have them on my street, which means they're a herd probably behind the Wanamassa or that school on Logan Road. There's herds in Deal Park. There's herds all over town. Sterilization program, you can at least get to the does in each of those herds, whereas at Pelea Park, you're limited to just there. So far, we've done nothing. So I think anything that we do, we try the sterilization, see how that goes, and we can revisit the bow hunt if we have to. Okay, sound fair? Yep.
I just want to say with that first story, I absolutely support. You know, I believe Deal Road is a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Mhm.
I absolutely support, lowering that 5 miles an hour, seeing how that works, and definitely those speed cameras that with the blinking lights, they do work to slow people down. Sometimes you don't even realize you're going that
Right.
fast. You know what I mean? And they do
100%.
work. That is
Yeah.
definitely a good investment. So that's all I have to say.
Good. Okay, thanks, Tom.
Jackie Wenzel again. Okay, I just wanted to, because we were going to talk about the deer tonight, I did a accident report for 2021, figuring half the year numbers to just sort of see where it weighs in. And I was happy to hear that there have been only 6 accidents with deer. The driver luckily was not hurt, and the deer ran away. Nothing, there were not, this is going from, I studied Highway 35 between Deal and West Park, Whale Pond and Monmouth Road. So West Park, Monmouth Road, Whale Pond, Deal, and Highway 35. Surprisingly, out of 82 accidents since the new year, only 6 of them involved deer. The most dangerous street for us right now is West Park. Out of 82 accidents, 31 of them were on West Park. The only street that 2 pedestrians were hit was on West Park. Most of the car accidents, specifically on Deal, are involving the jug handle turns. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty incredible. So I think the good news is that I know we've been worried about around the park and deer and cars interacting. There was only 1 deer incident on West Park. The other 5 were on 35. So this is a study up until May 31st. So I thought that was something interesting for you all to consider. And I guess on West Park is definitely a place that we should probably slow down the speed limit. Okay. And Mayor, I didn't run that ad. I know you keep looking mean at me. It wasn't, it was a collaborative group of animal rights.
It was mean-spirited, counterproductive,
Yeah, well, it was a group.
odious.
It
and
wasn't
just, Jackie,
issue.
but you take that approach almost on every issue.
No, I
and
try.
it,
I try and speak up
it gets
for
to wearing
people.
thin.
No,
And I have thick skin.
I just speak up for people that are behind me that want to be heard, and
Well,
not
when
everyone
the
has,
reasonable people
wants
come
to put
out,
themselves up here for this kind of ridicule.
when I get the rational, reasonable people, then we're able to get some things accomplished. And I think, like I mentioned, there's some people that I had discussions with off the record, not at the meeting, and
No,
we're
it's
able
great.
to try to do something.
I'm very happy that you were open to that. We didn't have that impression at the last meeting.
I've said it ever since I've been up here.
No, I know for a while, but it seemed at that the one meeting, it seemed like it might be going the other way, and that's what really got everybody more involved again. And I also wanted to ask Tom a question, Mr. Henshaw. It's June now, and you were going to have the bus shelter. Is that being replaced soon before you leave? I know you were on that.
We're waiting for them any day now.
Okay.
When they get here, they get here.
Well, you had said June. No, because I believe that the accident happened, I don't know, in March.
Well, the insurance money's there. We're just waiting for the contractor to come.
So, okay, so I thought you had told me it was being organized for June. I'm just asking, do you have a date yet, or?
That's what the contractor said, so he should be here any day.
Okay,
Okay.
so you don't have a date?
No.
Okay, thank you.
See, it's not a contractor of our choice. We can't use them. It's, I believe it's through New Jersey Transit has to.
Correct.
We're at their mercy here.
No, but they said it was up to us to fix it, because I spoke to
No,
them.
it's not true. We would have fixed it if it was up to us to fix it. We have to pay for it, I believe, right? But through their
Well,
contractor.
through the, yes, but they said the township organizes that. I called about that. I
Well.
did. We spoke about it. I sent.
But it's an approved
Emails.
vendor from New Jersey Transit. It's not who we pick.
You have to order it from their vendor.
Correct.
But it's up to us to order it, pay for it, which we're paying for it out of our insurance, correct?
We're all ready for it, yes.
Well, it came up again because that was one of the accidents that came out of my research
Okay.
here.
There's nothing I could do except we just have to have some patience and wait till they get here.
Well, I'm not standing in the rain waiting for the bus, but I see many people do. And it's
There's
just to be
nothing-
kind to our bus-taking residents.
We feel sympathy as well as you do, but we're waiting for them to come.
I know, I think we
Unless
just
you
have to
wanna
push it.
stand there and hold an umbrella for them.
Well, that's ridiculous.
I'm just stating,
If
there's
it was
something we
my
can do.
job, if it was my job to get the bus shelter there, that was my responsibility, it would have been there by now.
No, it wouldn't.
No,
Yes, it would.
Jackie, that's not even fair.
Well,
That's not even fair.
It's
Get up
from
here and
March,
tell the guy
Mayor.
that he's not doing his job.
no, he's told me he was gonna have it in June, and now he's
Oh, it
telling
was
me
only
I
June
should
10th.
stand with an umbrella. That's a wisecrack. Why don't you talk about his wisecrack?
Okay.
That was a wisecrack.
Thank you.
Wasn't appropriate.
Yep. Anybody have anything nice to say? Come on up to the microphone. State your name and oh, nobody. Oh.
Good evening.
Take it off, Patty.
Yeah, that needs to go over for me.
Yeah, just hold.
All right, good evening.
We need to hire you.
I wasn't going to come
Name
up
and address, ma'am.
speak. Oh, Patty Veracchi, 246 Jerome Avenue, Oakhurst. I wasn't going to come up, and I figured I at least wanted to say that I give you a lot of credit. It's a very, very hard subject, probably, if you're an animal lover like myself. I get very emotional, and it does not just the deer, the birds, the fox, the rabbits, you name it. But what I feel that needs to be said here, that seems to get left out, is how horrendous it is to see not only the dead deer, but the suffering deer when they're hit and they run off and they're in pain. We don't have the natural predators that were here to control that herd size. Okay, so like another person said, the diseases are going to start. They're already here. It's not a matter of starting. Okay, the deformities. I find that every bit as cruel, if you're a true animal lover, okay, as someone humanely killing an animal that's suffering, okay? And I'm not a hunter. I have no intent to ever own a gun or a bow or any kind of weapon, okay? But the cars are weapons. The diseases are weapons, in my mind, okay? There's a huge hunt going on in this town on every single road where we have deer and wildlife, okay? And that, I feel, is not being addressed. Not only that aspect of it, but I also want to say that sometimes, you know, we are the humans here that have taken over their land. And as humans, we also have the capacity to be compassionate and to put not only suffering, you know, to an end, but also to know that if there's no control of it, there has to be someone that possibly, I've called the police when I've seen them suffer, to come and put them out of their misery. With people, we have hospice. If you were to bring an injured animal, especially a deer, to a vet, what would they do to the animal? They would put it to sleep, okay? So that was another aspect I just would like to bring up. If it was done by professionals and quickly, if we needed it, yes, I would.
Okay, thank you. Yep. You're gonna, Patty, just don't even put it back in there. We're just gonna hand it to the next person. It'll be good.
Hi, Sarah Sullivan, 307 Lincoln Drive. I'm not looking at you in the eyes because this is making me crazy doing this.
Okay.
I emailed many of you. Chris, you were the only one that answered. There's so many other ways to take care of the deer problem. You can have a hunt, you can do a bow and arrow, you can do a shoot, you can do a relocate, you can do sterilization, or you can do birth control. And I did some research and I found a cheap and easy way to do the birth control. I don't know what the price is for spaying and neutering, but for $200 you can give them a drug called PZP, and it's recommended. I do want to say I will help in any way that I can. Any one of you, I will do anything. I will volunteer. I will make myself speak again. I applaud you for looking for a different way. I so appreciate it. We just became grandparents to a fawn this week who's living in our yards.
Wow.
The mom, The mom left Colonial Terrace Golf Course and gave birth over in our neighborhood. And she takes the fawn along in and out of our yards and looks after it, and it's just mesmerizing to all of us. This is real life. So many of us in this room have had kids, either physically or adoptive, or have just admired kids. These are families. They're over on the golf course. I know many of you have seen them. They travel in families. They travel in packs of families. And they have the most beautiful eyes. Let's not kill them. Let's just kind of tame them down a little bit. Can I leave this research? There's more. I can get more. I can do whatever anyone needs.
So can I ask, at last meeting, there were a number of people that came up, and I suggested calling Fish and Wildlife, because while we got rejected on the first application, so we're going to tweak it and we'll see if it gets approved. But from our understanding, all these ideas seem great, but it's our understanding if Fish and Wildlife don't approve it, we may not be able to do it. So while this may work in Ohio, or this may work in this state and that state, right now New Jersey is not allowing it, at least for us. We're going to tweak the application. So I'm going to repeat, call Fish and Wildlife, get them to approve our application if you want a non-lethal plan. That's what you can do for us.
I could do that. I'm also an amazing writer.
Go for it.
Beautiful.
But also, any one of you can call me or email me. I know one of you.
And with due respect, we got 300 nasty emails.
Mine wasn't one of them.
With all due respect, I usually answer emails, but when I see deer in the subject line and there's 300 nasty ones, I'm sorry if I didn't respond to your positive one.
Well, I'm not saying it was positive. It was pleading.
It wasn't nasty.
No, it was pleading. It was one of the articles that I left there talking about contraception.
Duly noted.
You were this close.
But Chris answered me, so thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Maybe it's because our boys used to play together.
I think right behind you. You can put it right behind you. All right. You can take it out of there. Just pull it out. Did she break it? There you go.
Finally.
So you broke the whole thing then.
Nancy Earl at 1403 South Monmouth Drive. Thank you all for tonight and all of your support. So I did print out some information. We talked last meeting about having more educational material on the website and also like this newsletter that we did. So I would love, can I hand this out?
Yeah.
To you folks? So I made a copy for everybody here, and so you can pass them around. This is compliments of Ann Arbor, Michigan, but they had a really great inclusive website of information, deer repellent sprays and deer resistant plants, and it's just really just very inclusive of so many things. So I think just more education for our residents too could be really helpful. So again, I'd love to see it in something like this, the website. So yeah, so thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take some.
Hi, my name is Victoria Bahari. I am from 28 Brandywine Road in Wayside, New Jersey. So first of all, I would like to thank you so much for choosing the humane solution. And now I am here to talk from a scientific standpoint on why it is the correct thing to do. So firstly, deer are very prolific. Their high reproductive rate can quickly compensate for declines in their population. And when deer numbers are reduced after killing programs, the remaining female deer will often respond with a greater food abundance, which in turn will cause a spike in the population. So clearly it won't fix the issue. So what I'm saying is sterilization is the way to go because the deer can't be impregnated and further cause a spike in population. Thank you.
Oh, good. Thank you. Well said.
Is this working? I guess it is working. Before you put me on the timer, please. Remember, Chris, before the pandemic, we had a podium.
Yeah.
Can we get that back?
Oh.
Please.
I'm afraid people might get comfortable.
No, we're not too comfortable. You have that timer
You're on
thing,
the
but don't
timer
count me
now.
yet. Don't do me yet. But, because sometimes if you're carrying things like I
Yeah,
am right now, have things,
understood.
it's hard to, hold on to everything. I just want to make a couple other comments before I had something prepared to say. Someone spoke about Lyme disease, that it stays with you for life. Well, I've had Lyme disease, and thank God it was caught early, and I was given medication, and I don't have it anymore. I was cleared of it. And I know like signs of it will stay in your bloodstream. Like if you get a test or something, they'll show that you did have it. But I just wanted to make that point. And also, I'm not advocating any fencing, but dente fencing has what they called, deer fencing. It's a certain height, and it has metal chain link posts on the top, and it's supposed to be effective in keeping deer out of your yard. And then for Mr. Achera, I tried during the month of May numerous times calling the DEP, calling Fish and Wildlife. Let me tell you, I was not getting any response. It was Dave Golden, I think was the name.
I believe so.
What's that?
I believe you're right.
Well, let me tell you, finally, and people working in the office were trying to help me. People who weren't even involved were trying to get me some help. And then finally I heard from this woman. I didn't bring her name tonight, and told her about our application here. And she didn't even know where our town was. She goes, "What town are you from? Are you in Ocean? Where are you?" And she seemed very negative about any sort of, like glimmer of hope except hunting. So just wanted to throw that out there. If you want to give all of us an exact number of who to call and who we can reach, I would be grateful.
The number I provided, but that's
That's the number. I'm telling you the truth.
I believe you.
Okay.
That's state government for you.
I won't say anything. Okay. So now if you want to put me on here.
You're on the timer already.
Oh, no, I asked you not to. Okay.
Doesn't work like that.
But the mayor asked me too, so I have to listen to him.
Chris, come on.
5 minutes is 5 minutes.
Come on, Chris. All right.
3 more to go.
My husband, Bobby, who's here tonight, and I were at Joe Palea Park this past weekend, telling passersby about the proposed hunt and asking them to sign our anti-hunt petition. Now, most people that we encountered were residents, but others were from nearby towns. And it's interesting to hear people's reactions. The folks I encountered reacted in surprise, honestly. They would say like, "What? It's gonna be a hunt? Why? How would they even do that here? Or even better, how can I help?" Then we went around our neighborhood. Reconnecting with longtime acquaintances as well as meeting new neighbors was an enlightening as well as a positive experience. One woman said, "This isn't what we voted for." "Couldn't they do something else instead of killing them?" said others. Even those who didn't necessarily like the deer were willing to sign the petition. I was shown several deer-resistant flowers and plants that they were now successfully growing after the others had been eaten. One clever couple put in, it was terrific. They have a motion sensor sprinkler system on the side of their house within their bed of hostas. Problem solved. If the deer came for dinner, they're startled and run when the water hits them. They were going to give me a demonstration, but I'll have to go back on another hot day. But they said it works. The neighbor sees the deer take off. Only one plant out of range had been nibbled on. And they had even replaced flowers eaten by deer with artificial flowers that looked like the real deal. It was that hard to tell at first. The deer are no big concern to this flexible, kindly couple. Bobby and I are like this. We coexist with the deer and enjoy watching them. Yes, we've lost our share of flowers, plants, and bushes, but it's not worth taking the life of a defenseless animal by an extremely inhumane manner. We'll find something else to plan.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Jeannie Jensen. I live at 23 Gimble Place in Ocean. I just have another side of this. I know it's very expensive to spay or neuter the animals. And I just had a thought that I know a lot of people have been saying, we have to stop the development. We have to stop the building. This belongs to the animals. I'm an animal lover. And I was thinking that possibly a fee could be attached to any land sale that would go towards the conservation or towards the control of the animals in our areas, because we are having such a large problem with it. I don't know if that's even a possibility or legal or whatever, but that was just my thought.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you have to come up and to the microphone and state your name and address for the record.
Mr. Mayor, Council, name Harry Schomburg, 45 Branch Road. On the way here, I come from Branch Road, so I go on Park Avenue, and then I go and make a turn on Whale Pond. Coming here on Whale Pond, it's 35 miles an hour, starts. The minute you reach Palea Park, it goes to 40 for about 5 blocks. Doesn't make sense. Only one sign for deer. Deal Road is also 40 miles an hour, as is Park Avenue. 35 is plenty. It was brought up before, but just a point. Nothing nasty, nothing, but it's a point to take into consideration. 35 is plenty. They're busy, especially Whale Pond. Saturday, the people traversing that road is unbelievable. And just a point.
Okay. We'll submit it to traffic, as we say. It's their call. But thank you. You can just put it on the chair there. Okay. Nobody else? Okay.
Quick.
Okay. I want to thank you all for participating tonight. We'll keep you posted on where we go next. Someone please make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second.
Council members Achara.
Yes.
Donlin.
Yes.
Fisher.
Yes.
And Mayor Siciliano.
Yes. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for joining us, and this will air twice a day at 10 a.m. on Channel 77 and 7 p.m. on Channel 77, and it's also up on YouTube.